So it looked like Bria Hartley is going into hiding. And it looked like Bria Hartley is running after news broke about Sophie Cunningham being out for the season.
The season seemed to vanish in an instant. Sophie Cunningham gripped her knee as Hartley grinned and left. An MCL tear was later verified by Indiana. The season is over for her. Hartley appeared to take pleasure in the mayhem rather than expressing worry, even as Sophie's family pleaded with the league to intervene and defend its players. People were drawn to that response alone, but what happened next made matters worse. Hartley did something that suggests her guilt, and videos of her smirk went viral. We'll dissect what that is in a moment. Is this an indication of Hartley's future? Now that she might be suspended, is she attempting to tidy up her mess? Was this a foul play, in your opinion? Let's.
This picture is going viral with Bria Hartley with the sinister grin, right? This malevolent look that's on her face right now. Clearly smiling after injuring Sophie Cunningham, man.
It wasn't simply Sophie on the ground that kept coming up. That's what the cameras captured right away. A replay viewpoint saw Hartley staring back with what many called a smile as the trainers approached Cunningham. The outcry was swiftly centered around that one freeze frame, which was constantly shared on social media. Fans were focusing more on that expression, replaying, stopping, and insisting that it showed all about purpose than they were breaking down the crash.
Is the play that just occurred.
That's like she tries to slide over right there, and Hartley just kind of falls and makes collision with that lower leg. You see her immediately grab it. And she went down hard and was clearly in a lot of pain.
The play itself seems disorganized. Both teams had traded baskets and maintained a tight pace up until that point. Hartley then crashed against Sophie's planted leg at an odd position. The arena appeared to hold its breath as she fell, instantly grasping her knee. However, the internet discussion, which was spurred by snippets of Hartley's response, presented a different picture.
Oh, and Cunningham is down. My goodness.
Timeout.
Should be. A scary moment as we went to commercial. Sophie Cunningham hit the floor hard, and she is being helped off the floor, heading back to the locker room.
That discussion was further advanced by context. Fans had already reason to doubt Hartley's judgment due to her reputation. She had been kicked out of games following physical altercations in recent seasons. Most notoriously, she and Angel Reese got into a furious argument that featured a hair pull.
Atkins, 7 to shoot. Cardoso rolls, catch. Cardoso over the top, can't get it. Reese fights for the rebound and a foul, and this time gets a little chippy and a shove on Nelson Adota. And listen, this arena, typically we'll see some ringside fights.
Therefore, those earlier arguments were brought up in the discussion when a smile was captured on camera shortly after Sophie was hurt. Even though there was no formal finding on intent, people thought they were witnessing a pattern.
So Mike put this up about an hour ago. He said to all of those defending Bria Hartley, look at what she liked on Instagram. Emo, she's the dirtiest player in the league and should be kicked out. Most recently, Sophie Cunningham has been hurt with the knee tear and is out for the season. Look at this. Look at this. Now, Bria is the definition of consistency. Now, this is her liking this. This is her liking this post. Y'all see that? Breezy, 1414, and others. Bria is the definition. She's liking this post. Look at this. Death taxes and Bria Hartley always being at the scene of the crime. Now, that's her choke slamming Angel Reese.
The injury, however, altered everything. Sophie couldn't simply brush this off as a fear. She had an MCL injury, according to tests, and will miss the remainder of the season. What may have been interpreted as an unlucky basketball incident abruptly turned into the focal point of a more extensive discussion regarding player accountability and safety.
Sophie Cunningham, let's be clear here. Sophie Cunningham was targeted. Let's be very, very clear here. But Sophie Cunningham was flat out targeted by a dirty player.
However, the fury was not being sparked by commentators or referees prior to any formal league response. Sophie's relatives felt compelled to speak up since they had no other option. An even more difficult question was raised by their response. Why were they the ones who had to demand protection instead of the referees who were initially raising the alarm? The speed with which Sophie's family took the initiative when many expected the league or the officials to do so was what really made this occasion memorable. Her sister Lindsay had the most noticeable response, as her post on X became viral. Perhaps you should concentrate more on hiring officials and less on locating players to criticize your subpar officiating, she added. Interview number 7.
Maybe you should focus, her sister. Maybe you should focus less on finding players for commenting on your poor officiating and more about hiring officials that are capable to call a consistent game and protect your athletes. Pathetic. Praying for you. The only good thing positive surrounding Sophie Cunningham coming out of this game, she looked in good spirits in the locker room.
The fact that Sophie had already been penalized earlier in the year for criticizing officiating on her podcast and social media added to the hurt caused by Lindsay's remarks. Lindsay's language was made even more difficult by that background, as she highlighted what many perceived to be priorities that were inverted. While inappropriate contact on the court did not immediately result in accountability, players who spoke out were punished with actual fines. Accordingly, her post covered more ground than just her sister's injury. It revealed a persistent discrepancy between the league's professed ideals and the way games were actually managed.
Bria Hartley deserves zero benefit of the doubt. And Sophie Cunningham's family not too happy. I believe this is Mama C. Hartley is a disgruntled player having trouble everywhere she goes. She's plain mean and plays out of control. Looked out of control to me.
Paula Cunningham, their mother, fueled the flames with a direct letter of her own, labeling Hartley irate and downright cruel. Even though she eventually took down the post, the critique had more weight than it would have from social media users alone, since it came from someone who was truly concerned about Sophie's welfare. Supporters interpreted it as proof that Hartley's reaction wasn't a work of fiction. The player's closest family members experienced it. After the message was removed, it just got worse, with screenshots igniting more discussion about responsibility, intent, and whether the league should take action sooner given this type of annoyance coming directly from a player's family.
Indiana Fever fans wake up pissed off today. Pissed off. Not only are we getting assaulted, but they're smiling about it. This is the 6th time they've smiled, laughed, and cheered on our Indiana Fever players getting assaulted, getting injured, and it pisses me off.
The refereeing itself, however, continued to be the main attraction. Not only did critics dispute the incident, but they also questioned why play was not immediately stopped as it became evident Sophie was down. That evening became just more piece of evidence in a lengthy discussion concerning officiating standards, as coaches and other players had complained about inconsistent play from game to game earlier in the season. The Cunningham family's remarks encapsulated what other people in the league had previously stated in public. Due to the absence of trustworthy standards, gamers were exposed to needless dangers. Producing.
Making all kind of excuses to say that Bria Hartley is not a dirty player. Let me tell y'all something, man. Come on in here. Come on in here, man. Let me tell y'all something. If it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, eats like a duck, it's a duck, man. Come on, man. She is the dirtiest player in the WNBA right now, winning the trophy. All right? Winning the trophy for it. Don't sit here and try to tell me Bria Hartley is not a dirty player.
Naturally, as the conversation progressed, focus turned to the league's senior executives. Commissioner Kathy Angelbert and the league office were urged by both fans and family members to provide more transparent safety procedures and more robust responsibility when referees fail to call crucial moments. The topic was swiftly picked up by media outlets, who framed it as a component of a broader discussion over WNBA leadership and safety. Even though Sophie's family was furious and the league was being questioned more and more, Indiana as a team still had to play the rest of the evening. The events that followed served as a reminder of how quickly a season can change in a single night. Because of the resiliency that followed, not just because of what was lost.
I'm so Proud of you. We're proud of you too. Proud of you. I'm so proud of you guys. I know that sometimes it sounds like just a word when we talk about being resilient, but it's not, man. It's how we live. Yep. It's how y'all live, and it's a tribute to you. It's a tribute to your connectedness, your togetherness, your toughness, your mindset. You never give up gritty attitudes. Like, that's what it takes. That's what it takes. And
the night in Indiana didn't end there. It changed with Caitlin Clark unavailable and Sophie ruled out. On paper, the Fever appeared outmatched. However, they had battled all the way back to surprise the league by the time the final buzzer sounded. No one in that arena will ever forget the record-breaking comeback that started as a bench stretched thin.
We will never be counted out, because that is worth gold. That is worth gold. Kels, goddamn baby. Put us on your back. Oh, big time.
That result seemed unattainable at halftime. With their defense unable to keep up with the opposing team's rapid rotations and their offense stuttering, Indiana fell down by 21 points. The night was presented by broadcasters as one of survival rather than triumph. Additionally, fans prepared for a blowout. However, something changed within the huddle. Instead of panicking, the team reorganized rotations, closed ranks, and relied on tenacity. That reversal was centered on Kelsey Mitchell. After the half, she went into overdrive, scoring 38 points, 34 of which came in the second half, and dishing out 6 assists. She gave the Fever a time to recover and reduce the deficit with each shot she took down. Her performance was significant emotionally as much as statistically. Without Caitlin and Sophie, Mitchell turned into
an assassin. Kelsey Mitchell has a new career high. Backdoor Mitchell bouncing in the paint for 2. Kelsey Mitchell, the big is matched up. Mitchell squeezing through for 2 and the foul. Fouls on the other end. It's Mitchell launching it, connecting.
She wasn't the only one carrying the lift. By reducing turnovers, slowing down play when necessary, and ensuring that possessions ended nicely, Odyssey Sims offered consistent floor control. At times when the squad might have lost due to frustration, she kept them composed.
Mabry knifes off the screen. Charles is doubled.
And Indiana looks like they're in a zone right now.
Kick out and stolen by Mitchell. Explodes 2-on-1. Sims elevates for 2 and a foul.
Bug with their point guards. This is where you have Odyssey Sims coming in. Kelsey Mitchell making a great heads-up play here, but Odyssey Sims has done a great job early on coming in.
Directly next to her, Aaliyah with a double-double. Boston dominated the paint and provided Indiana with the necessary balance. She created room for Mitchell's scoring runs to be significant by stopping second-chance attempts with her interior defense and rebounding. Music.
Boston backs down Hartley. Aaliyah Boston, excellent post position. Picks up the dribble. Shot clock winding down to 7. Mabry, lob pass. Charles catches. No foul call. That's a huge no call. Looks for cutters. Charles the defense. Back on to Boston. Tina Charles. Backdoor Mitchell pouncing in the paint for 2. 30 points for Mitchell. That's the 4th on Charles.
Can't get caught ball watching right there. Great recognition by Boston as Mitchell makes that backdoor cut.
With every possession throughout the second half, the crowd's enthusiasm increased. Balls that were loose began to bounce in Indiana's direction. Sets on defense appeared sharper. Abruptly, the scoreboard drew nearer. The team that had appeared hopeless by the fourth quarter was now operating with accuracy and adrenaline. In addition to erasing a 21-point deficit, Indiana had achieved the biggest comeback in franchise history when the final siren sounded on a 99-93 victory.